Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. Thanks for joining us. We are learning more tonight about that devastating arson that led to the death of horses at Tioga Downs. Our Sonia Ellison joins us from Nichols with reaction to this tragedy.
State police identified the suspect they arrested for the arson at Tioga Downs racetrack that killed over 24 horses. 32-year-old Boyd Fenton of Athens, Pennsylvania is in Tioga County Jail for felony charges of arson, aggravated assault, burglary, and criminal mischief. Plenty of fire crews were called out early Thursday morning when the fire destroyed barn at Tioga Downs. More than 24 horses died in the fire that investigators say was deliberately set.
I don't understand how somebody could do something like that, and I don't understand why there hasn't been at least some animal cruelty charges.
I definitely feel like, obviously it is animal cruelty. I mean, there was animals in there that were killed.
One person who was trying to save the animals was sent to Robert Packer Hospital for second-degree burns.
It's sad that the guy got burned trying to save the horses.
People we spoke with hope something is done to prevent anything like this from happening again.
They should take different measures to make it a bit better, especially after this.
More charges, I believe, should be brought upon the person responsible for this.
Hopefully he gets a suitable punishment for it.
As the investigation continues, there is hope that those involved will be able to recover from this heartbreaking incident.
It's going to take a lot of time to heal, but I think Tioga Downs and the family up there, the workers, they'll all come together and they'll figure it out.
Sonia Ellison, Big Fox News, Nichols.
The Chemung County Industrial Development Agency approved a $500,000 transfer to First Arena pending final approval on Monday. The funds come from the federal government's American Rescue Plan. The IDA says it is also working on sponsorship, leasing vacant suites for parties and events. Meanwhile, more fans are turning out at games than anticipated, but the IDA would like to make changes that would further boost First Arena's game attendance. The Elmira Police Department announcing they're now using a new online auction site to sell cars that are in the department's possession. The current auction runs from now until November 22nd. There are currently 11 cars for sale in the auction. To check out what's available, visit the website on your screen. Next week is the last week for leaf collection in the city of Corning. You must rake leaves to the curbside by Monday at 6 a.m. Drivers should keep their vehicles parked in their garage or driveway to help make the collection easier for the city. Leaves not left curbside on or before Monday must be bagged in clear plastic. Bagged leaves will begin to be picked up by the city November 20th and run through December 15th. Turning to politics now, and a retirement announcement has touched off a wave of speculation about the future of Congress and even next year's presidential election. Doug Luzader has more from Capitol Hill on why this could become a major political earthquake.
Well, the numbers in the Senate are so tight that any kind of a change can alter the balance of power, but this could also change the calculus for both parties heading into next year's race for the White House.
Why every time? Give me a break.
He may be tired of it, but West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin is the kind of guy that is always in demand around here. A centrist Democrat, part of a vanishing breed who is about to hang up his hat.
I will not be running for re-election to the United States Senate.
But that set tongues wagging on Capitol Hill. Manchin is a critical vote for Democrats to continue their hold of the Senate. He was facing a tough re-election battle in a largely Republican state, but wait, there's more.
What I will be doing is traveling the country and speaking out to see if there is an interest in creating a movement to mobilize the middle and bring Americans together.
Manchin could join the no-labels ticket to run for president. In fact, there has even been some speculation about a possible running mate, Republican Senator Mitt Romney, who's also retiring.
Any concern that Joe Manchin could play spoiler?
President Biden wouldn't answer that question, but he did put out a statement praising Manchin, who has a habit of keeping his options open.
Oh, I've never ruled out anything or ruled in anything.
And if he does enter the race, the frontrunners from both parties will be left guessing like the rest of us.
All of these polling, efforts that we've gotten so far out from that election could end up being roiled by his presence on the ballot, and who he takes away from could prove critical in terms of who ultimately wins.
And this is also going to fuel the debate about age. Looking at the front runners right now, President Biden is 80, Donald Trump is 77, Joe Manchin is 76. In Washington, Doug Luzader, Fox News.
Big changes by the IRS could help your household budget starting next year. The IRS is announcing its annual inflation adjustments for the 2024 tax year. You'll be able to earn more within a particular tax bracket before higher rates kick in to protect incomes pushed into higher tax brackets during inflation. The IRS says the standard deduction and the thresholds for each bracket are increasing by 5.4%. The changes will show when you file taxes in 2025. Public health officials are making a big push for Americans to get their COVID boosters and flu shots. It comes ahead of what could be a very busy cold and flu season. Jonathan Seri has more.
The CDC says now is the best window for people to get their flu and COVID shots and build up protection before the holiday season. But as of late October, CDC data show only about 4.5% of Americans received this fall's updated COVID vaccines. CDC Director Mandy Cohen received her shot last month and acknowledged vaccine uptick has been slow.
Unfortunately, what we're seeing is COVID affects everyone at all ages. I know folks are sick of it, but we have to stay protected as we go into the fall and winter. We want to have a great Thanksgiving, great Christmas.
A study published on Wednesday in the journal JAMA Network Open finds giving COVID and flu vaccines together could improve community uptake. Researchers analyzed data from nearly 3.5 million adults between August 2022 and January of this year and found the shots can be safely given at the same time. But it may be hard to convince some folks. According to a survey from the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases, more than 50% of adults are more likely to get their flu shots this fall compared to 40% who plan to get updated COVID boosters.
There's a lot more enthusiasm for the flu vaccine, the influenza vaccine, than there is COVID. Part of it's the seasonality. Part of it is just people being in the habit of getting the influenza vaccine because that's what they've always done.
The CDC says it takes about 2 weeks after vaccination for people to build up immunity. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
The tree that will stand at Rockefeller Center for Christmas is one step closer to New York City. A crew chopped down the Norway spruce from where it's been growing in Vestal. It was a big event for the town, which is also celebrating its bicentennial. The tree was cut from Jackie McGinley's property.
This is a community that is really committed to service, to supporting one another. I've seen that time and time again. And to be able to contribute in a small way to that sentiment, it's been such a joy. So we are really happy that people will get to go to that tree or come to our home and make memories because they'll carry that forever.
The official tree lighting at Rockefeller Center is always the first Wednesday after Thanksgiving, which is November 29th this year. The tree will be lit every day through January 13th. Your complete holiday forecast is next.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Good evening and happy Friday. As we've rolled into the month of November, it has been a bit more of a roller coaster weather pattern, especially temperature-wise. As we can see, we've had downs in the forecast temperatures, but we've also had those ups even both days, Tuesday and Thursday, into those mid-60s, bringing us 10 to 15 degrees above normal. But then we've had these days where this cooler air has kept us within the 40s, and that's what we're looking to set up for here as we work into the weekend. Now, overnight, we're underneath some partly cloudy skies, keeping temperatures steady within those upper 30s. Underneath more of a west-northwesterly wind, which may be able to just shake out a few isolated areas of some wintry mix. What we'll note is that a secondary cold front has been sliding its way on through the area, bringing us underneath more of a northerly flow that is allowing for some lake effect rain and snow showers. So especially through the Finger Lakes, some of those higher elevation areas may walk away with a very small amount of some precipitation, but generally looking to be ushered into some quiet weather as a high pressure system will be filling across much of the Great Lakes area and into into the northeast, which will bring us some sunshine and more of those fall-like temperatures, as mentioned, with highs into those 40s. But we will continue some roller coaster conditions, especially temperature-wise, as we head into next week. So heading into our Saturday, we will see some gradual clearing, but it is Veterans Day, so if you are heading out for any of those ceremonies, note that you'll want to bundle up outdoors with not as much sunshine as others, but seeming that we'll keep those temperatures steady within those lower 40s. Again, with that northerly wind in place, it's even going to add a bit of a chill. Not going to be too breezy with the wind, but the wind is at least going to stay pretty consistent, at least 10 to 20 miles per hour out of the north, which will add to that chill within the air. So again, outdoor weather is definitely going to want to be set up with some layers, but you can see, as mentioned, through some of those Finger Lake areas, mentioning more of that wintry mix potential, mostly early on, and then gradual clearing comes as a high pressure system will drop across the area. So with a high pressure system, that will bring clear skies into our Sunday night, and that's going to allow for what we call radiational cooling. Any heating that has been held at the surface due to some of that cloud cover is going to lift, and that heating will then allow for low temperatures to drop down to the 20s without that cloud cover keeping it at the surface. But it's good news to see that we're going to have some sunshine around for a Sunday. This is really what seems like a warranted forecast for the areas. We have had a very, very active forecast nearly every weekend into this fall season. So at least some outdoor time with some sunshine. Again, you're going to definitely need some of the winter layers, but at least it is looking to stay fairly quiet. Now, as we head into next week, we will start to see the roller coaster weather pattern continue, as what we see here is that winds become strong Monday through Wednesday, and they become variable, which is going to continue that roller coaster where we will see as we head into Monday, we're up to 54 degrees, but then we're back down to those 40s and 50s on Tuesday. Though with any frontal system passages, it does look to be dry passages, as we will even see another climb back up into the 60s before we could be talking active weather by Friday.